All right, awesome. Well, normally I would say this is something that I want to do, but this is a little intense for me.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's a different lifestyle.
Humans bring lawyers around to drive away the other scary humans, but here at the golf resort, they bring Major Payne, the hawk. How many things you do, and then, right? And then, I mean, because that's what it is the truth to me. And here we go, right? Here we go. It's the fact that you put in the work every single day. That's the point. It's a marathon. That's why I like to show the work that has to get done.
Yeah, like yesterday.
Like yesterday, like that. Yeah, like yesterday. Like we were supposed to film yesterday, and I remember actually at one point thinking to myself, like, I should be filming Unbillable right now, but instead I'm in this room. I'm in this room, stuck in this mediation, you know what I mean? And I don't want to say stuck, but like I'm in here doing this work, which is a lot harder than the vlog, which then transitioned to like another thought I had, which is the people who get overwhelmed or the vlog like becomes a burden on them. It's amazing to me because in my mind, it must mean that the vlog becomes the hyper focus of their attention. Mm-hmm. And for me, my law practice is still the hyper focus. Like this is an augmentation of the law practice. So of course the mediation comes first. But then I stood up and like took a picture of something on the wall and posted it on Instagram because I was like, oh, social media, got to do something. Yeah. You know? You're sitting there for 7.5 hours. You obviously are dealing with the case at hand, but there's periods of time where you're talking about other things and you have private time with your client and you get to know your clients like really well, which is good. It kind of helps you settle the case, in my opinion. Yeah. But this was a big case. This was a big mediation. It was important. There were a lot of angles. One of the best things about mediation, and I think I've talked about it previously, you have total control. So when it's a dispute amongst people who have any kind of personal connection, right? Mediation is a way better way to resolve it than like the court system. The court system imposes a decision on you. Like when you have a dispute with, you know, let's just say anybody you care about, a family member, a spouse, an ex-spouse, hopefully you have some kind of, you know, love still in your heart for that person. Like anybody anytime you can work it out amongst yourself, I think it's better than having a third party tell you what to do.
Yeah.
You know how when you ask your significant other, like, hey, what do you want to eat for dinner tonight? And they're like, I don't know, whatever. And you're like, okay, cool, let's go to Chinese. And they're like, not Chinese. And you're like, I thought you said wherever. You continue to negotiate a place till you agree. Could you imagine if all of a sudden a third person stepped in and goes, you're eating Mexican? Like, that would suck. And so that's how I look at the court system. At the end of the day, a third party is imposing a ruling. Now, sometimes you need that. If the two parties can't agree, if one side's unreasonable, like you're both hungry, but one side's like, but I'm not going to eat food at all. No matter what you suggest, I'm not eating, I'm just going to complain about being hungry. Then a third party imposing a, no, you're not, you're going to eat Mexican, that's better because at least you're getting some ruling. That's what I'm trying to say. Like if somebody, like for example, if somebody owes you money and they're unwilling to pay you, they're totally unwilling to pay you, then the court coming in and imposing that like decision is a good thing. Requiring them to pay you is a good thing. But like in anything that can be negotiated, anything where you can amongst yourselves work it out, when you have two people willing to kind of, I don't want to say always meet in the middle because it's not always a walk to the middle. Sometimes it's a walk to like over here, right? But anytime you can work it out amongst yourselves, you're still able to work it out. You have control. And to me, nothing's more valuable than that. The reason I have my own law practice is I like to kind of be in charge of when I have to work and when I don't. And what if I want to play tennis or something? I mean, what if I want to go out of town with my kids on spring break? Like, do I have to ask anybody? No, like part of the benefit is that control. Now with that control comes no control whatsoever and no idea if this phone's going to ring, if I'm getting bogged down in the work I'm doing now, how am I getting new clients, the business of the law practice, the mail keeps coming, the emails keep coming through, even if I'm in a 7.5 hour mediation. So, followed by a 2-hour class. Those poor students. I was probably borderline delirious in that. So.
Did you tell them?
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's a fine line between tooting your own horn and explaining to people that the level of work that it's going to take to achieve what they want. And I oftentimes ask my students, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like when you're done with school, what do you want to do with your life? And I also remind them, we talked about this morning, I also remind them that they're paying for this now. So they should be trying to get as much out of it as possible. They shouldn't be like avoiding the work or like, skimming and trying to get through it as quickly as possible with the least amount of work. You're paying for the education. You should be trying to get as much out of it as possible. For me, when I talk about, like, for example, my class, I teach to that student. I teach to the kid at the top. I don't teach to the bottom. I teach to the top. The bottom kid's got to keep up. I can't let the front kid get bored.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I owe that front kid. I owe the front kid the most. She's putting in the most work, right? That student's putting in the most work. I owe it to that student to keep the bar going higher so they can push themselves, right? To achieve more, to like never feel like they've got it. You have to raise the bar. And if that bottom student starts to not be able to keep up, like that's on that bottom student to put forth more effort, to make it happen. Sorry. I say sorry because you have to apologize because it's like, I know it. There's a lot of variables that go in it. Some people are busy with work. It's, let's say there's a student who lives at home with their parents paying the bills, and there's a student who is that parent that has another job paying the bills. Like, I have both of those in my class. But it doesn't change the fact that I have to keep pushing to the top. I'm sorry that the cards are dealt the way they're dealt, but that's how they're dealt. And so you have to overcome whatever obstacles are in your path. And so I guess that's what I'm sorry about, because I think it is... people want to know about fairness, but like, it's just, those are the cards that are. There is no fairness. I know, I see you laughing. There is no fairness. Fairness is an illusion.
That's why I like working with him. This is why I don't like working with him.
Carla, keeping it real. Let's talk about some of the things that I appreciate about Luis. Like, let's put him on the spot a little bit right now. I gotta say, number one, the dude puts his heart and soul into making sweet camera edits. I just referenced right here at the door. If you saw that last shot, I mean, the opening of the last episode, he hit this like, he was filming me through the glass. He brought the zoom out, caught his own shadow, spun it into the Desert X art. That was pretty sweet, Luis. That was pretty sweet. So he puts his heart and soul into it. He shows up. He puts forth effort, like ideas for the episodes, like things we should talk about, angles we should take, places we should shoot. Like, he definitely puts his heart and soul into it, like from that perspective as well. Are we still going? Let's go.
Yeah.
The other cool thing is some of the Unbillies out there watching this, they're not even my friends, they're Luis's friends, and they're a lot of times the ones hitting the like button and like commenting below, and I totally appreciate that. So if you're a friend of mine, come on, show Luis up. You should be commenting below, and of course, if you're a friend of Luis's, comment below as well. Like, we'll have a little comment battle, and I'm not gonna lie, I got a feeling Luis's friends are gonna beat me, even though this is my vlog. Ain't that some, you know what? All right, so we're here at the beautiful View Grill and Bar at the Indian Wells Golf Resort. This is like I think I call this like a public golf course. I don't think you need any kind of membership to play here. You just have to come and pay the dues. Now, that doesn't mean it's inexpensive. You still have to come and pay the dues. I'm not a golfer. I can't get into too much detail. But I can tell you this. Tiger Woods came back and won the Masters. And I think the big takeaway from all that is that no matter how things go in the past, poorly, let's say, right? You got to forget it and you got to move on. And we talked about earlier, I had this long mediation yesterday. And for some reason, a clause that stuck out to me is what's called a 1542. Wow, did you see that? I'm ready to go, bug. Are you serious? 1542 civil waiver. The 1542 civil waiver. This is like an actual California law that says, like, if there are claims you don't know about, you don't necessarily waive them. But what we do as lawyers is we have you waive the protections of that clause. And why do we do that? It's called a 1542 waiver. We are having you waive the protections of the statute. And the reason we do it is it provides a final, look, I said the same word 3 times in a row, a final determination of your dispute. So in other words, instead of you still having claims, like if you find out later there's more claims, you can bring a new lawsuit, you're waiving that. We're saying that this settlement is the one and final and forever settlement. That's like, you just got to forget about everything else. That's where I'm saying, like, you got to forget about your last shot, right? This settlement is your settlement. And if later on you find out more things were done to harm you, you can't bring any more claims. This is your one shot. This is it. And at the end of us signing the settlement agreement, everything's settled and resolved, and that's that. And that's why attorneys love a 1542 waiver. So let me break this down for, like, in your own personal life, right? Imagine you have a friend who stole, let's say, $100 from you. And you find out about it, and you confront that friend, and they apologize, and they tell you they're sorry, and they'll tell you they'll pay you back, and they pay you back the $100, right? And so now, like, things are okay. And of course there's a noisy cart coming by. But now things are okay between you and that friend. But then later on you find out, in addition, they actually stole, I don't know, let's say like a CD from you as well. So you can get all mad. Listen to me, CD, dating myself. They stole your iPhone. I mean, now it makes it too valuable, but you know, they stole something else from you, whatever. The idea being that you're not gonna get mad all over again. Like, you already sort of know that person to be a thief. So like in your personal life, if when you resolve your disputes, you're actually learning something from them, then you can kind of walk away and not need to raise the dispute again when you find out like the person did a little something wrong. Like if you think your girlfriend kissed some other guy, right? And so you break up with them and then you found out it was more than just a kiss. I mean, why get extra mad? Like, once you get mad, once you resolve your dispute, let it resolve everything. Now, in your personal life, you might not like the way that applies for the way I'm giving you the analogies today. You might want to be able to get mad all over again. Or maybe you feel like, well, hey, the person only told me they stole the money. They didn't tell me about the other thing they stole, so I have a right to be mad again. And that's fine. If you're looking for extra reasons to be mad, more power to you. But us as attorneys, we're looking for more reasons to end your disputes, to have these things give you final closure. And when you want final closure, what we want to say is, by settling this today, this is everything you're getting. This is your claim. And that once we settle this, that's it, forever and final. So this is pretty sweet. This was totally unplanned. We're here with Rachel, the self-proclaimed bird lady. Rachel, tell me about your hawk here.
This is Major Payne. He's a Harris's hawk. He's 8 years old, and we're here hired to take care of the birds for you guys, keep them out of the area.
So what she's saying is they bring this hawk here to keep like the nuisance birds out of here. Because like me, I see this hawk, I get a little bit nervous. I got a feeling the small little rodents.
Oh yeah, they go the other way. They're terrified of him. He's a predator.
And this is your bird, or is this a bird that belongs to like the facility?
This is my bird. He was given to me by Ken, the owner of the company Wing Solutions.
And how long have you had this bird?
Only about a year.
About a year. That's awesome. And do you ever just take them out like for fun?
Yeah, we go out and we do our own thing, and it's definitely a show for the other people here.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, I appreciate you letting us film Major Payne and
Sure.
this dog. Is this
This
just...
is Bane. He's a puppy, but he's going to be trained to take care of the geese and ducks on the golf course.
Oh, that sounds like a dog's dream job.
Oh, he loves it. He loves it.
Run around on the grass and chase birds away. All right, awesome. Well, normally I would say this is something that I want to do, but this is a little intense for me.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a different lifestyle.
Humans bring lawyers around to drive away the other scary humans, but here at the golf resort, they bring Major Payne, the hawk. That's pretty cool. Thanks a lot.
My pleasure.
All right, we already shot a close, but we're gonna do a close again right now because the lawnmower stopped, the airplane that was overhead has flown away, it's nice and quiet. This is a beautiful facility. The golf resort at Indian Wells is amazing. View is a fantastic grill, a great place to grab some food. I look forward to grabbing food in a few minutes because I'm starving. We got a beautiful Renaissance hotel behind you. You should definitely come check it out. And the other thing you should definitely do is hit the like button. If you like this episode, definitely hit the like button. Of course, if you have something to say, share with me. Maybe you like my comments on the 1542 statute, maybe you don't. Put that in the comments below. And of course, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you know when we post something new. And do us one more favor. Maybe you have a friend who needs a lawyer in their life. You know, maybe you don't want to tell them that, but you know what I'm saying. They could benefit from watching a vlog like this. Help us spread the word by sharing this episode. We'd appreciate that. And with that, we'll see you and you'll see us and the mower's back on the next episode of Unbillable.